Tonight, I'm going to be giving you my tips for a healthy surrogate pregnancy. My first tip would be self-care. We know as pregnant moms, self-care is very important. Of course, drink water, exercise, eat healthy. But I feel like during this process, especially because you're going to be taking extra hormones, you're going to be dealing with tons of people, doctor's appointments, more than usual. We already have busy lives. We already have littles running around. You should definitely take that time to take a moment to yourself. Take a massage, get a nanny, get a housekeeper one day. Because remember, you're doing something for someone else this time around, so you definitely deserve to spoil yourself every once in a while. It definitely adds to an enjoyable pregnancy journey, and I think an even more enjoyable surrogate pregnancy journey. My next tip would be to voice your opinions. Make sure everyone knows your wants and your concerns. Whether it's your agency or your intended parents, just be vocal, speak up. This is your body and you are part of this process just as much as anyone else. I actually had intended parents who wanted to do more than one embryo. For my health and for the safety of the delivery of the baby, I was only comfortable with being implanted with one egg. I'm small framed and I did not want to take the chance at carrying multiples, up to quintuplets. That was not something that I was interested in, so I definitely had to speak up about that. My next tip would be to have a support system, because your support system can always be there to have your back, remind you of things that you may or may not have wanted, that you expressed to them during conversations, so they can always remind you these things. Also, they're there just to, have your back in any situation. People are going to come with all their opinions, and some of them are negative. So you always have your support system who truly knows your core reasons for doing this, who you are inside, and they can always support you during this journey. My next tip would be to take your time picking your intended parents, also known as IPs. The process can go really fast, or it can be slower if you need it to be. You may match really quickly, but make sure that these are people that you feel comfortable with. You're going to be spending 9+ months with them. Make sure that you have the same values, the same outcome expectations with this journey. Come with questions ready. I feel like a good match is important on a positive experience during this surrogate pregnancy. And my last tip would be, tell your story the way you want to tell it. Lots of people are going to ask you, when's the baby due? What are you having? Blah, blah, blah. And of course, that starts you on the conversation of saying that this is a surrogate pregnancy and it's not your child. And then a ton of questions may or may not come after that. I just want you to know that you can tell the story the way you want to tell it. You do not have to tell every single person that asks you your due date that this is not your child. This is really between you and your intended parents, in my opinion. So it's something special for you guys. So if you just don't even want to mention it because you don't want to start a long conversation, got places to be today, don't. But if you feel like, screaming it from the mountaintops, please go right ahead. It is your will to do. Well, those are my tips for a healthy surrogate pregnancy. I hope you enjoyed.